take out the AT gun of the American player. However, the AT gun tries to circle around itself and face the ACs, the riflemen, attempting to charge them as well. However, the micro was kind of good. The absence of mines by the American player enabled those ACs to just have a free a free ride into the American player's territory. However, the new M8 is out, so those ACs will have once again to retreat. However, they may retreat into the arc of fire of the AT gun, and yes, they do. One of the ACs goes down, the other will most probably survive. Pigrans making a move towards the AT gun, however, they regret it while they were doing that, and they are back. They are leaving. They are retreating, and will this M8 actually cause even more damage to the PE player? No, it won't. It just turns around and moves back into the American player's territory. No significant damage on that M8. And just a couple of riflemen remaining. The American player even lost another squad of engineers. He lost his first rifleman squad and a second rifleman squad. At the moment, his first M8 was charging into the fray and causing all that mayhem with his mine and his eventual death. So, quite a bit of infantry squad losses for the American player. Equally heavy losses for the Panzer Grenadiers. However, now they are back again. They move out. They are 4 in number. Some of them even have STGs 44, I think, and they're charging in, going for the cutoff. However, they stop before they actually cut the American player off. 2 armor cars out for the American player, 2 M8s out. Those M8s will be more than enough to deal with the Panzer Grenadiers. However, the Panzer Grenadiers seem to be making a move for the AT gun. The AT gun crew really low at health, so that AT gun will most probably be decrewed. And after that, maybe the PE player opts to move in. No, he won't, because he only has one badly damaged light AT half-track. American player still hanging out outside of the PE player, actually hanging out outside the American player's base, not actually attempting to cut him off, and that must have been an oversight, which the PE player lost the opportunity to cause a resource starvation once again for the American player. We are currently at the 16-minute, 20, 21, 22 second mark. And there's a light AT half-track. There's a second light AT half-track out on the field for the PE player. I'm not sure about that choice, actually. Yes, they can be effective against the armor cars. However, 2, I'm not so certain. We even have was that anti-vehicle grenades being thrown by the AT nades being thrown by the PE player? Well, the M8 took some damage out of nowhere, and I'm not sure what happened there. In any case, American AT gun out of position, not being supported at all, will go down to the fire of the oncoming Pigrans. So that's a loss for the American player that he surely wouldn't have liked to see. And now the bar rifleman upgrade comes into play. Those bar riflemen will be able to cause significant damage on the Pigrans. However, they should not be they should not be going heads on against them, especially with some light AT half-tracks back into the action that may even use their focus fire ability, or even the occasional Veterans Level 1 defensive AC that has been repaired and is back into action. Some heavy losses of one of the squad of riflemen, remaining one still lies around, should have been retreating as well. I have been witnessing the American player kind of driving into the PE player's front line sporadically, not supporting his units for the most part. And now once again, even if he has the PE player has taken losses on one of his bigger squads, he has managed to immobilize one of the 2 M8s. He has destroyed the engine on the other one. The Panzer Grenadiers destroy the oncoming rifleman squad. They manage to kill it on the retreat, and the light 80 half-tracks have free reign on the field. They just stand in the back, the Pigrens give them sight, and they just take on the M8s of the American player, managing to destroy one of them, and will most probably kill the other one as well, since those two, since that engineer squad is not going to be able to repair the M8 at a rate that will enable it to survive. So yeah, 2 M8s down for the American player, 1 squad of riflemen down for the American player, only a loss of a Pigren squad for the Panzer Elite player, his vehicles alive, but at a health that will most probably need to be restored. And now we even have a Wirbelwind out by the P player. Wirbelwind, of course, one of the best answers to the heavily upgraded American infantry. So that Wirbelwind is gonna put an end to rifleman harassment with its damage as well as its suppression effect. And those 2 light 80 half-tracks can just go back into the P player's base, recharge their threadbreaker ability, and take on any M8 that comes out for the American player. So eventually, what I could see as a sound course of action for the American player at this moment would be to get more 80 guns, properly support them, and try to take on the Panzer Elite armor. However, he does not seem to be doing so. His barracks indicates something is being built there. I have not seen a company indication at all, and I only have a guess that he may have gun armor, because actually I'm gonna change my sight. And yes, he has gun armor. That M8 was kind of rather unusually quick on the field. So armor, yeah, maybe if the game goes as long as it would require for him to get a Pershing out, maybe that would be a situation that he can use it at his to his advantage. However, there is this Wirbelwind on the field. There are all those light 80 P vehicles on the field that actually nullify any form of armored threat by the American player with the threadbreaker ability. And even if the P player does not really have that many of infantry squads, he still has that Wirbelwind and the double veterancy, double defensive veterancy armored car, so it's gonna be more than fine for him to deal with the oncoming horde of riflemen. He even has set up a flak 88 at a very good spot, and now just the American player overcommits. It's probably a sign of frustration. Oh, yeah, it is a sign of frustration here, and in an Hydra or Hydra-esque manner, if you follow SC2 and know the particular player. And he goes right out of the game and leaves. So yeah, what can you say about the game? Not about the player, I don't really care. The game was cool in the manner that the P player managed to put that early pressure on the American player, something that you do not usually see. Yes, Pigrens are hard to deal with the single squads of riflemen, but what is even harder to deal with is being hurt from the east portion of the map, where you actually held 3 medium resource points and not trying to to address the situation of you being cut off and just ignoring it, because that manpower, that resource that went down the drain for the American player could have meant that he may had an M8 out on the field much faster than he had before. I think he took his chances by ignoring the cutoff, but in the end it did not work out, because he even lost a rifleman squad on the retreat after capping the eastmost medium fuel point, which is really not something you want to see. Then he kind of recovered. That's for sure. When he got his M8 out, I was thinking, yeah, well, he can use it defensively, he can harass, he can repair it all the time. The PE player has only a light 80 half track on the field. Yes, he can red break it once, but if the support for the American player is okay, nothing's gonna come out of it. But he just charges the mate into the PE player's defenses, laser mine, the mine blows up itself, and everything is gone. There were some choices by the American player that I found at least very, doubtful and rather risky. On the other hand, the PE player actually played solid for the most part, barring some retreats that could have been faster on his big ground squads. He started to take a lot of losses on his big ground squads. Remember, he started that with 5. He replenished quite a few in the mid of the game, and he still has only 2 big ground squads left. However, his vehicle control was rather cool. He just lost an AC here and there, and the occasional AT half track to the AT gun. But then, from that point onwards, he managed to keep the AC alive. He called in a Wirbelwind to deal with a bar upgrade, and everything was good from then on. He even got his flak up, which of course would nullify even any other form of armor by the American player. And the American player could have really managed better with some more proper 80 gun micro. That 80 gun that we can see lying around near the flak, for example, was really way out of position. Should have retreated, should have been utilized by the American player a little bit better, and couple that all with the choice of an armor that is not inherently bad against the PE player, was not really used that much by the American player, except for the fact that he get his M8s out and his 80 guns faster, that then he let die into the cannons of the light 80 hat-tracks. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the game. As we said, we take a look at how PE plays out a little bit. Not at the highest level, maybe. Not at the highest level of the American player either. But you have an indication that now at least PE can play a little bit more to their strength and to their infantry superiority, rather than being forced on the retreat for most part of the game, and then eventually being straight, for example, and everything getting demolished. For the time being, I think I'm gonna be burned out shoutcast-wise. I haven't cast that many games in such a short time for quite a while, if I remember correctly. The last time I did that was when I did some work on the Hall of Fame replays for Company of Heroes. Actually, yeah, shameless self-plug here. If you want to check those out, which was actually quite a bit back, but they're not HD because 2 years ago I did not encode in HD, but they are more than watchable. So I'll put a link in the description for the game replays that explain the whole situation. Basically, it's Hall of Fame replays since the dawn of Company of Heroes. You will see, for example, if you watch them, you will see Calibers with their turret gun working. You'll see double Tigers and double Pershings. You'll see smoke for the American tanks actually being effective. You'll see builder units like the Pioneers and the Engineers not being able to cut wire because it was you were not able to do that at first. Then it got an upgrade that it was wire cutters and all that good stuff. And then as the time goes by, you'll see some of the more known players playing the game at that high level that everyone enjoyed. And it's not all the shoutcasts are by me. A lot of those games had been shoutcast by people who do not cast anymore, but they were nonetheless great. So in any case, if you want to check that out, check the description of the video. And the week is almost over. My week off is almost over. So I don't know, maybe I won't be doing any more shoutcasts at that very, very regular pace. I'll just go back to my weekly ones. I hope you had enjoyed them. You have enjoyed them so far, and that is all. Now I'm